September is National Preparedness Month. The LA wildfires in January is a reminder that an emergency can happen at any time, and it's best to have a plan ready just in case you have to leave at a moment's notice.
Patrick Hardy, also known as Disaster Patrick, like what a great name. It is preparedness. You're a preparedness expert, and you have brought plenty of things to get us prepared.
Absolutely.
So obviously the LA wildfires happened so quickly, and people were racing, just to get out. And I think a lot of us, even though we're supposed to have those earthquake kits and things done, we weren't prepared to leave with some of this stuff.
Well, and I think the fundamental thing that I tell everyone is the first thing you've got to do is before you touch any of these things or worry about, should I have flashlights or should I have a first aid kit, is this: are you going to evacuate, shelter in place, or lockdown? In any emergency, whether it's a hurricane or an earthquake or an alien invasion, whatever it is, you got to just make that decision. And what I tell people is what goes in your backpack tells me the options you have of how you're going to evacuate, how you would shelter in place, and how you would lock down. It leaves those options open. So everything we're going to talk about today is going to show you how to expand those options out.
Gotcha.
So good. I had to evacuate in January. I was not prepared at all. So this is good information.
Yeah, absolutely. So do we want to start over here?
Absolutely. So the method before we go into this is the method that I use is something called the 5-pocket method.
5-pocket.
I've been using it with my clients for 20 plus years. And so we start with the physical side. So the first pocket is the physical. And the first thing I tell people is you need something to be able to breathe. You need something to be able to see, and then something to be able to move around, right? So you see these masks here. These are not sort of the typical masks that necessarily like we had during COVID. These are ones that for us, we live in wildfire country.
We use these in the field when we report when there's fires.
Perfect. And that's exactly, and you can see the little filter in front. It filters out particulate matter. It makes it easier when you're dealing in a smoke environment. And then you want to have goggles like these. Yes, and these goggles are smoke goggles. So what they do is you can put them on, if you want to try to put them on, there you go. You can kind of see out of them.
Yeah, they're great. You're not doing the Speedo goggles. These are like real tough.
These are the real things. These are the real things
that are going to keep you being able to see.
Well, one of the things I tell people is that the most common disaster is a fire in a building where you're at.
Right.
And so if you're going down the emergency exit and it's filled with smoke, you can breathe fine, but if you can't see,
how are you going to get out?
Right. And then the next thing are flashlights, and I tell people you need to have 3 kinds of flashlights.
Oh, okay.
A hand flashlight, just like this one. Then you have a wearable flashlight, like this is one that typically joggers wear. It has a little rail in the back, and then there's a light in the front. So, so that wherever you're moving to, it follows you, and then
other people can see you.
Exactly. And plus, if you're doing dishes in the dark, you don't want to have to, holding this thing up and trying to do the dishes at the same time. Like, that's impossible. And then the last kind is one just like this. It's a lantern light.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Okay, I gotta get one of those. I'm making my list.
Exactly. And then you can just put that. Exactly. It's really bright, and it can follow you anywhere you go. You can just put it in the room with you. Now you got plenty of ambient light.
So, Patrick, these are all very useful, but I'm seeing some things on the table that I'm like, we have a lamb chop, we've got glow sticks, we've got a funky pen, we've got some cards. I do too, but why do we have these here?
Okay, so the next pocket after the physical one is the psychological one.
Okay.
And I tell people all the time, depending upon the disaster you're dealing with, you need to have something that gets you away from the disaster. It gives you comfort. I think this is neglected far too often. So these are kind of a representation. So I have a deck of cards for adults, but this could be anything. It could be a book, it could be a photograph, it could be something from your faith, anything that gives you comfort.
Calms you down.
When I was an EMT, I used to keep a postcard right underneath the visor of the ambulance, and I used to pull it down, and it was
calm down.
Exactly, and it was of the Caribbean. So
very nice. Okay, we're running a little short on time, so we're 2 pockets. What's the third pocket?
The third one is the personal one. So you can see here we have a knife here with a series of different tools on there. We have a first aid kit, a whistle, but here's the most important one here are the keys.
Right, yes.
People forget all the time. And one of the things I say, this is the beauty of the method, which is you don't have to write anything down. If you take the keys of everywhere you plan to evacuate, that will give you everything you need.
Just make a copy of each one.
Exactly, wherever you have to go.
Why?
There you go.
I guess that is a personal item.
It is.
I'm trying to think what it is.
Exactly. It's an important personal item just in case you're ever out there and you need to, you have to look good wherever you're going. You just want to make sure you're good on that.
So personal items 3, 4 is?
Papers.
Paperwork.
Always have an expired driver's license or a passport.
Good idea.
That's what I tell people.
Oh, expired. That's so smart.
Just as soon as it's done, throw it in your disaster backpack.
That is so smart. Because I carry mine a lot of times with me, so that's a better option. Okay, and then 5.
Phone. We can't live without our phones.
Definitely.
So wall charger, car charger, and what we call a portable charger. And let me give you a bonus. A lot of times these weather radios will have an ability for you to actually charge your phone.
Nice, yeah.
And you can continually crank these. This actually one actually also has a solar capability so that you can put it out and it actually has a solar cell in there, and then it's so easy for you to be able to access it.
And Patrick, bottom line is this is going to all fit in a backpack.
This right here.
Yeah.
Exactly. And in fact,
So cool.
I wanted to sort of surprise you both. These backpacks are for you.
Thank you. I love a backpack.
And what I tell people is start with an empty backpack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always start with an empty one. Build it to what you need.
Very
Love it.
smart. Disaster Patrick, my favorite title I think ever.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Unprepared.
much
Love
for
it.
being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. All right.